So I wanted to talk about the ranking system in Strive a little bit. And it's not the ranking system in the game necessarily, because I think we're not in love with the ranking system in Strive and how it keeps track of stuff. In fact, I think the in-game leaderboards and stuff are so disconnected from the video game. When you play it, you have no idea when you're grinding in heaven or playing online. You have no idea like how good or bad or excellent or whatever you are. So we've talked about this website before. It's an awesome website. I highly recommend it. Ratingupdate.info. This is a great little website. This thing is super fantastic. I highly recommend it. It has dark mode. I'm covering the part of the screen where you can click in the top here and either see the source code or check out the creator's Twitter or donate if you want to do that, or support on Patreon. This is a really, 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 really awesome website. So you see how it's top 100 PC, and then you can go back and forth between PC and console, so you can see the rankings on both. That's really nice. But there's some new features, new rating algorithm based on Glicko that lets you see changes from game to game. Yeah, if you didn't know, the way this used to work is that on the hour, every hour, this would update. So like, let's say you're Daru, and Daru's like, looking at his rank, and it's, 1:28 p.m. He can't check his updated rank until it hits the hour mark, right? The other thing that's cool is that this used to happen to me a lot because I play a lot of different characters, but you decay if you haven't played a character for a while, or if you're switching between them or whatever. So that is something that happens a lot. Like if I don't play Soul for like a week or whatever, it like goes away sometimes. And it has a list of the strongest player you've defeated on the leaderboard. So if you go and look, it says like who's the most powerful player that you have beaten. I think that's a really cool thing to like take a look at and be like, oh, who did you beat them? You don't even have to beat them in a set. You just have to beat them a single game. So if you haven't already, you can look yourself up here. You type in this little search bar up here. So I love this ranking system for keeping track of your own, skill set and looking like, man, I played somebody, they were so good. Are they high ranked? And you look and you're like, oh yeah, this person is like really good or whatever, right? But one thing that's really useful about this is the character tab. Mochi is highly ranked here, right? He's 15th overall. But the other thing about him is if you look, it'll say he's the number 3 Soul. So if you go to character ranking by character on Soul here, this is only Soul players. Let's say you play a character that maybe you don't know who to watch or who to study. And you're like, who's really good with Giovanna? And there's a list of all the players you can watch here. These are people you can look up and see, oh, this person seems good. I'll watch it. Like, who are the Jacko players I should be like looking out for, right? Top ranked Jacko player, Dusty. Who's the Testament player I should watch out for? Oh, it's KV. A good example of this is I was looking for more Biken footage because I'd watched a few Biken players play, and I was like, okay, let me see who's like a high ranked Biken that I can check out. And I saw Memo Carp, and I was like, oh, I recognize this name. I've seen Memo Carp play before. So I was watching his stream archive, but then I was also just watching some of the sets he was playing against other people. Like, and there was a set against SQ that got uploaded somewhere. He played Diaphone recently in a long set or whatever, right? So I was like, oh, cool. Like, I like the setups Memo Carp's doing. This is pretty good. Memo Carp then won Canada Cup this weekend. I don't know if you saw that. Beat Kizzy in the finals in a very close set. So like using this, it helps you locate people who you should watch per player. Somebody sent me a screenshot that said like something like Sajam's highest ranked character is Nago or something. And I was like, that was the most confusing thing of all time. And then I used this website and I looked up Sajam. There's a lot of people who are Sajam. The thing is that my name has never been Sajam. There's like 8 people called the real Sajam. It could be the same person playing different characters. That is one thing about this. If you play multiple characters, this website ranks your characters individually. I have a couple of other names that I've used, 1 or 2. And by 1 or 2, I mean, I think I have so many names that the site doesn't keep all the names I've used. You look at Latif's name and it's like Nasser Latif, his name before this, Latif. Then you look at mine. This is not all the names. It has a limit, I think. I can't play with one name. I just get bored. You can even look up, like, I don't know, Latif and see, like, what his worst matchups are, right? So besides his results, you can also look, like, who are the characters that he has the best win rates and worst win rates against, right? You could look at my Gold Lewis stats and then see that I have a 85% win rate against Axel with Gold Lewis. I don't know why. Only 20 matches, though. They duck me. Anyway, yeah, that's also important. I would not stress super hard about your rating, as in like if your rating's not going up, it's like the end of the world. I wouldn't take it too personally. You should instead use it as a metric to see what your kind of level is at and what the kind of people you're playing are at, and don't stress out about it. I wouldn't stare at your rating. What happens is if you take it too serious, you'll play somebody good and then lose and then be like, oh, I don't want my rating to go down, and then you'll not play them again. In fact, I played a lot of people in Heaven where like people come up to me and they want to play me, and even if I beat them like 5-1, my rating will go down because they're ranked below me. Who cares? It's like a made up rating. It doesn't even have any impact in the game. I really think that the website's awesome. I'm happy that there's a resource that's not the in-game leaderboard, which is so bad. It's like so hard to track your own progress too. Listen. When I go to Heaven, there are just Eno players with the most disgusting name. Strive has no way to like report people. They didn't think that far ahead. They're like, yeah, nobody will do that. I don't think I've played a video game where human beings were worse to me than Valorant though. Still, to me, I'm not gonna report somebody who's mean to me or report somebody who's an asshole. I'm only gonna like drop a report if like someone's racist. I would say I average a report a game. If there was like a stat, it'd probably be an average of like 1 point something. And they send you a message that's like, thanks for your report. We checked in on this user's profile. Turns out they're a piece of shit.